ね、じゃあですよ。So some immoral thoughts. Kind of funny. It's like certain things which are considered not permissible by society, like flexing and taking your shirt off, whatever. And I had some theories. So maybe one of the good reasons about flexing is that it actually increases your testosterone and it signals your dominance. And the reason why it's not considered, okay to flex in public, especially in front of people who's like not as buff as you or not as, people with who are fatter than you, whatever, is maybe a theory. I don't know, but maybe if you use more dominant, you flexing, it might actually lower their testosterone. So like when I'm in the gym, to my 9 plates, a 10, a 5 typed on top, right? So to continue the immoral thoughts, so maybe as a theory, when you use more dominant and you flex into it, like I did 9 plates, a 10 with 5 on top, I almost feel like everyone, after seeing me lift such a heavy thing, maybe everyone else's testosterone was relatively lowered. Myself. So maybe one of the theories I have is every man wants to become dominant, and through different measures, right? Like some people want to become more like holy and pious, some people want to become more like virtuous, some people want to be nicer, more kind, blah blahs, more intelligent. I think actually people who seek to become more intelligent and knowledgeable and more academic and scholarly is also another form of signaling dominance via knowledge. And even something that I discovered, through my short tenure in life, in photography, right? Like certainly Eric Kim is the most dominant voice in photography and street photography. The way that other people who's, small people, they try to, make me feel smaller by trying to assert their dominance by name dropping rando photographers. And I find that behavior to be very very small. I think it's better to think bigger, to think larger, non-zero sum whatevers. But yeah, I mean, I'm still trying to figure this out, right? But like I don't like to think that like life is zero sum and competitive whatevers, but certainly there is like some form of hierarchy and like natural competitiveness, which is I think in the human spirit. But then I think to be competitive is actually kind of a trap, because competition only usually has to do in the realm of games, right? And competitions in sports. But if you're just not attached to no system, right, then you have a kind of much more ultimate freedom, because once again your self-esteem and your ego is not tied to arbitrary rules or whatever. So everybody wants to become LeBron James. Honestly, anyone who hates on LeBron James, they're just jealous that they're not LeBron James. And that's why I find that the truly great person or man or woman would not criticize or critique, because it's like the whole tall poppy syndrome. You're trying to cut other people down who you perceive to be too egregious or egocentric, whatever. I think it's just a sign that like people's just kind of weak, I think. Yeah, so like, if you've never played basketball or football in your life, how you finna try to critique the king, right? Or anybody, right? This is why I feel that my simple ethical rule is one should not watch sports that one does not actually play, either actively or has played in the past. So that's why anybody who criticizes or critiques football players who's never played American football, they just have no idea. It's kind of like, can you imagine a 40-year-old virgin critiquing the sexual technique of some random dude without having actually done it? And this is where I find artistic curators, photo curators, to be kind of a bizarre species, because if the curator themselves, they don't actually make their own art, then I think their opinion is actually quite baseless. The only reason a lot of these curators are able to get into positions of power is through what? Nepotism? Nepotism is like when the person in power just knights their own kid to be the next whatevers. And also knowledge and name dropping, monies, etc. So it's kind of towards a more democratic or egalitarian form of hierarchy, I suppose, where Your rank and dominance in society is predicated on your courage, your risk for appetite, and how much chutzpah you have.